What's up, babes? Welcome back. Now I'm jumping into this video partnering with Wiggins to bring you guys 3 bundles of their Brazilian 22-inch. Now I did do a big chop on my hair, so y'all, we gonna get into it, okay? I haven't actually posted the natural hair update doing a mini big chop, but that will be coming really soon. Y'all know I got my birthday trip coming up, so I'm getting all of the other content out first, and then of course we'll get back into the details about my hair and all that good stuff. So all that I'm doing here is just parting off my hair. So I'm doing minimum leave out for this look. For no reason do you have to leave a ton of hair. If you don't even want to leave out the sides, you really don't have to. When I tell y'all I literally had 2 hours to get out of the door, I wasn't lying. So I'm doing a braidless version of this. You guys can see I left out maybe about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of leave out down the middle because I was going to be doing a middle part. I went in with some of my Mazzani. This is like a leave-in cream. It makes my hair feel super hydrated, soft, and all that stuff. I typically use it when I'm going to be like doing any type of protective style. So like if I'm going to be braiding my hair and all that, I just really like how it kind of locks in the moisture. And then I went in between my hair with some edge control. Now I'm only doing this so that I can really get my hair super sleek. I didn't want to use any type of like gel or anything, but obviously if you need to do what you got to do it, okay? I knew that I was only going to be wearing this style literally for 2 days, So to each his own. If you guys do decide to do this, of course we are working with glue, so I wouldn't say that I would want to leave my natural hair sitting up underneath this style for longer than 5 days, maybe 7. But again, it's a quick weave. That's the whole thing. It's usually something that you put in so you can look nice for just a little while. If you guys are looking for something more long term, I definitely recommend maybe doing like a V part, which they do have those on their site as well. You could absolutely use these bundles to do a sew-in. And yeah, you just have so much flexibility as it relates to what you can do. But this is for y'all that are like the beginners, okay? Y'all are like, Chrissy, I can't braid. I can't really get the braid pattern down, but I really want to try the quick weave out. So look, we got it going for you. So all that I'm doing is just brushing everything through. I did part my hair in 2 sections so you guys can kind of see. I ended up doing like 2 nape braids. So I'm saying it's braidless, but if you guys can't braid, you could absolutely use some type of like hair scrunchie. You could even like just smooth this over, pull it really tight with some twists, bobby pin it into place. You guys will see how I'll kind of like lock everything into place in just a bit. But so the goal is for you to pretty much just get the hair as smooth as possible so that you get the natural shape of your own head, just as if you were to have some really flat cornrows. But I just really did not have the additional 30 to 40 minutes to spare with doing a braid down. And like I said, I'm only leaving this in for such a short time. It wasn't even worth it in my opinion. So now that I have the foundation pretty much set, I knew right here, I was like, okay, this will be really simple. All I'll have to do is literally just cross them. I secured it with the bobby pin on both sides, and that was it. Y'all, look at that. Super quick, super easy. Now, all that I'm pretty much going to do is apply a wig cap. You guys can find this on my Amazon store. Your local beauty supply store should have it. Sometimes I'll use a different color cap just to really show you guys the parting and like where I'm placing the tracks. But really and truly, I would always say use a black cap or a cap that's going to be close colored to, you know, the tracks or the wefts, the bundles that you're going to be using. Now, I also went in with the protector. So the protector is low key, high key, like a protective shield made out of like plastic, I kind of want to say. I actually ended up letting it dry, not on purpose, in this little bowl. And that's when I finally realized like, oh, this is like a clear film that literally acts as a protectant from the glue. So I knew that it was protecting it, but I just wasn't sure exactly how. So I finally figured that little math out, y'all. So of course, anytime you think of glue, absolutely there is some type of damage that could take place. So be mindful. If you do have sensitive hair, if you do feel just super uncomfortable with it, then I would highly recommend you going in a ponytail. I was not going to be like just nothing funky. It was really going to be just a middle part, bust down, something nice, sleek, and natural looking. So instead of me like curving the tracks going all the way up, like sometimes I'll do, like usually that first track, I'm literally gonna take it from the top of my leave out going all the way around until you reach the other side. This time, I kind of just left it in like the temple area. I did about 2 or 3 tracks in that spot. I actually ended up placing them above where my crisscross little, y'all know, that little situation in the nape of my neck is sitting, for no particular reason other than the fact that I was trying to alleviate as much work as possible. So here is proof that you really don't have to do the most to get a perfect look. But if you are going to be wearing this in a ponytail and you intend to, I'm always going to recommend that you do a real live braid pattern. Get those braids as flat as possible so that you'll have the flexibility. And if for any reason you want to leave out the perimeter, I'll definitely link my other Quickweave video, the versatile one, so you guys can really just kind of get into that as well. And these are Brazilian body wave bundles, so I shouldn't have any trouble blending my hair at all. The one thing that I did love about, okay, time check, 11:13, y'all, really quick, we already are on the second bundle. But the one thing that I really loved about Brazilian hair when we first kind of started getting into those bundles and stuff like that was just how easy it really was to blend with my particular texture. So I know a lot of times I'll do like the relaxed straight, I'll do some type of like yucky texture, but for whatever reason, when you get you some body wave hair or even deep wave hair, you blow it out, you press it out, typically it is going to blend very nicely and it's going to have a lot of texture and just like body to it. So I definitely appreciate that. So far we have 2 bundles in, everything is looking nice and flawless. And I knew at this point, I was like, okay, so we're probably going to be struggling to get the next, like the 3rd bundle in. So if you guys feel like you need to like really just double up those tracks, you can. If you want this to be a little bit thicker, if you don't want it to be, that's okay. Okay, that's your business. Depending on the density that you want, obviously that'll be how you kind of determine where you want to place the tracks, how close you want them to be together, so on and so forth. All that I did was continue this U shape. Now, in some spots, it wasn't a complete U. So I think I went from like curving the tracks to actually creating an actual U shape. So say actually one more time, okay? But yeah, so once I got down to that last track, y'all, I was like, oh, I'm really about to do this. I cannot believe I finished this. Like, so anyway, y'all, be light-handed with the glue. Obviously, y'all are usually like, Chrissy, how is this like sticking to your head? How are you doing this? Y'all, it is glue. So to some capacity, it is going to kind of seep down onto your hair. I do actually have videos showing you how to remove it, and because we use that protective seal, literally all you're gonna have to do is wash this out. When the time comes, the cap is literally going to slip off. If for any reason you do have any glue residue still left over, just go in with a ton of conditioner, take you a nice like paddle brush, kind of go through your hair. Obviously, don't use any hair tools that you don't want to get rid of, because sometimes it's hard to get that glue out of those like brush bristles and sometimes in between the combs. But so far so good. Y'all can see we have not gone into the area of our leave out at all, but I knew that I really wanted to close this up, so I went and took 1 additional track just so that I can put it directly in the spot of where my leave out parting space is, to really just close up that gap area. And that's also going to help with the blending, but I try my best to make sure that it's almost like halfway dry before I put it down, because I don't want the glue to like start to spread and get all weird. Y'all know how sometimes it just like spills all over. Now, if that does happen, don't worry, okay? Once you go in to start like washing your hair, I would recommend washing your hair as cold as you can stand it, so that way you'll be able to just easily comb through and get out any pieces of glue without having any damage, ripping away at your hair. But the key is going to be a ton of conditioner. A ton, okay? And make sure that that water is not super hot so you don't like remelt the glue. But anywho, so of course I'm going in with some of my Kenra working spray. I have been in love with this stuff, y'all. It has been my go-to product because it's really like a light holding spray, so it's keeping everything nice, neat, and in place, okay? I just brush that through. It dries really, really quickly. And I did see that it kind of weighed down the hair as soon as I put it on, which I was okay with because I needed everything possible to be able to really just get rid of that body wave look. And if this is a pro tip too, so in case you guys do have the extra time and you know you're going to be working with the bundles, go ahead and pre-wash and condition them allow them to air dry. So then that way, when you install them, you won't spend so much time trying to get rid of like that natural wave that's like been pressed into the hair. So if I had the time to do it, I definitely would have. But yeah, this is what we're working with, and so far so good. The EAP heat flat iron has definitely done justice. I keep talking about this, like, okay, it's time for me to go ahead and get a little 2-inch or a 3/4. I think it's a 1 3/4 inch flat iron. So that is on the to-do list the moment that I get back in town. Okay, matter of fact, I need to see if they have it back in stock, because it really just cuts down the time when you, like, you know, when you're going through your hair, you're able to just gather a little bit more hair at a time and really just smooth it through. And I try not to focus too much on my natural hair with like trying to get it extremely bone straight. So I did have the flat iron on about 400 degrees, nothing too crazy, y'all. I was like, okay, let me go ahead and just get my, my middle part sitting the way I want it to. Obviously, if your hair is longer, thicker, fuller than mine, the blending process from here, literally all you would be doing is pressing this out just to get it that nice, soft and silky look. And that's it. I had to go ahead and get them little edges, all right? And I feel like I'm in a rush right now, even doing the voiceover, because I feel like I'm just remembering like how fast my heart was beating. I'm like, y'all, I have to hurry. I have to hurry. I don't know if you guys can tell from the look on my face, but I was rushing, okay? So yeah, I did go ahead and just pretty much part out my leave out area. I split it into 2. And then I went in with just a little bit of that third bundle to add a little bit more hair. So yeah, this is really just going to help with the blending. I went ahead and just pre-straightened it before even putting it in my hair, just to make it easy. Remember, we are not... baby, we ain't got time, okay? So I added a little bit of glue to that. I got it at least halfway dry, so again, we don't deal with like that spillage. And then I literally just blended it in. That's it. That's all, okay? Get you a nice bristle brush just to, I feel like it really helps with the blending. Obviously, you can use a comb, paddle brush, whatever you feel, but y'all can see how that Brazilian just kind of gives it more of that like Indian. I don't know if you guys have ever had experience with like just real Indian bundles. They really had a lot of like frizz, and they just looked more on the natural side. So yeah, I appreciate the way that everything turned out. I felt like I could have perfected the flat iron even more. So I did go back through with a little bit more working spray and kind of just like hit some of the areas that I felt like needed to be a little bit more blended. But again, we were running low on time. So far, so good, y'all. The hair was sitting, okay, doing exactly what I needed to do. It gave me that nice, full, natural luster. And of course, y'all know I'm not really a fan of like wispy ends. So I did just pretty much cut off the ends of the hair just to kind of give it like a uniform look. I did actually go in to kind of just hit my little, the edges, just in case the wind blew. And y'all, we can't be having them little ricicles sticking around now. So I did go ahead and just make sure that those were all settled. And then it was at this very moment that I was like, my part is low-key off-centered. So there is that, but it's still very pretty, very beautiful. Less is definitely more. 12:11, I could have totally stopped, but I was like, oh girl, I don't have to be out the door until about 10 more minutes. So good. I'm gonna go ahead and just trim off these ends. I'm gonna add a few layers just to even like, y'all know, take it up a notch. But so far so good. Look at the blend. So I went in and I pretty much just took like from where my hair was, I ended up cutting about 1 inch down from there in a diagonal motion just to add a few face framing layers. I didn't do this all throughout the hair because I knew I wasn't going to be curling it. I just really wanted something that was going to be nice, soft, flowy. Y'all can see how it kind of has that movement in it. So it's just helping with the blending. Obviously, like I said, if your hair is a lot longer, don't worry about it, okay? Skip it. You don't even have to add layers if you don't want to. But I just liked a little bit more shape because it really just helped frame my face and really just helped the look come together all in one. So I appreciated that. And you guys have asked me before, like, Christy, can you reuse your quick weaves? Absolutely. So in this case, just know that there's a possibility when you go to like wash this out, some of those tracks may fall off of the cap. So the only Quickweaves, to be completely honest, that I have reused or that I have washed have been Quickweaves that I did not use the protective bond underneath, because obviously it acts as like a little plastic sealant. And so of course it's literally just gonna slide right on off. It's almost like using saran wrap. I can't remember if I've ever posted the videos of like the pixie cuts I used to do, but I would essentially use like saran wrap or like a shower cap, create the wig with glue and all of that stuff, but to avoid it sticking to the wig head, I would literally put, you know, the plastic underneath. So it's the same concept. If y'all don't get what I'm saying, let me know in the comments. Okay, I would love to actually show y'all how to do that. I feel like I've done it years and years ago, probably when I did like a frontal, I don't know, I think I created a frontal wig with just like glue. So anyway, that's like OG, okay? Forever Chrissy 2014, or probably not 2014, but definitely like 2016, 2017 for sure. But yes, y'all look, okay? It is giving nice natural clip-in effects. Super flat. The hair was shiny, bouncy, voluminous, doing what I needed to do. And y'all, I was up and out of the door. Can you believe it? I definitely can't. Anyway, I love y'all so much. Stay pretty. And of course, I will see you in my very next video. Bye, babies.